Hello, Millwall fans. Paul Eiffel here. It's time for Chat with Chaps.
Post-match analysis for Chat with Chaps, sponsored by Spectrum VR, where it's just finished. Well, it actually hasn't. I'm recording this because I've given up watching, to be honest. 95 minutes gone. Portsmouth 3, Millwall 1. Another loss. Another, 3 goals conceded. It's just so bad. It's piss poor. And it is. We've been beaten by a side, and Pompey fans are probably getting my comments and start battering me about this, but not a very good side, and they've beaten us 3-1. So what does that say about us? It tells you how bad we are. Yeah, all right, we can say injuries, we can say all sorts, but it doesn't matter. That's the reality of where we are, and we're not able to put out sides that are competing. It's just a lot wrong at the minute, and yeah, I think if we can get 11 of our first team players out on the pitch, I think we're a decent side. But the reality is now we haven't been able to do that for how long, and so you can't keep saying, "Oh, when we get our players back," because we play a game and then we lose 3. We've lost another 3 today for various reasons. It looks like it's just diabolical. It really is. And yeah, this is a bit of an emotional reaction. As I said, I haven't even seen the end of the game because, quite frankly, I'm going out tonight. Always committed to delivering a podcast, but quite frankly, when you watch a performance like that, you can't really be bothered, can you? But here we are. So as always, thank you for listening, and as I'm so jolly, please give us a like, share, or subscribe. As you know, if you're already part of the Chat with Chaps family, or if you are not, everything we do from a revenue perspective, we donate all of that to Cancer Research UK. I also want to give a big shout out to my friend John, MSC of the channel. You know why I'm thanking you, mate. I won't say too much. The game was just finished, by the way, 3-1. I won't say too much because obviously it's part of something that hopefully we can reveal a little bit later on. But you are just such a great person, John. And apologies because I've been a bit crap in getting back to you. I've started my new job and I've struggled to keep up with communications. My wife will tell you the same. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about another lovely 3-1 loss, aren't we? Let's start, as we always do, by looking at the team. So I'll be honest, when the team come out, I quite liked it. It looked like a 4-4-2 on paper. It wasn't. It was a 5-3-2. But given what we had available, I quite liked it. Going against a side that, yes, they're usually decent at home, but they haven't been. They haven't won in 6. They've had injuries of themselves. Callum Lang still not fit enough to start. Their keeper had been out, and it was his first start in 2 months. Josh Murphy just coming back to full fitness. So, a side that are low on confidence. And I looked at our team, and I thought it looked okay considering what we had. So the team was Max Crocombe in goal. A back 5, really, I suppose. Danny Mack coming in. So, look, I don't think he was wonderful today, but no one was. So if people are going to criticise him, I think they need to look at the whole team. What I would say is it was brilliant to see him back. And you know what you're going to get with Danny Mack. He's going to give you absolutely everything. And I think just give him a few more games to get up to fitness and we'll start to see that, right? But good to see him back. Tristan Kramer as the captain, as the right centre-back. Taylor and Sturge and then Alfie Doughty. It was kind of a 4 when we had the ball, but a 5 when we didn't. In the middle of the park was Derek Mazusako alongside Casper de Noor. And then right to left, Tierno Ballo on the right. Obviously, I just mentioned around Doughty also playing at the top of the field. Langstaff sort of, I suppose, on the left of a 3. I'm not really sure. And then Ivanovic up top. Like I said, I quite liked that. And, I was sat down and I'm obviously not gone today. I've been working away all week and I felt today was probably one too many. But I felt quite optimistic going into the game, in all honesty. I thought we'd get a point, if I'm honest. Listen to the dulcet tones of our good friend Cole Bates. If you've not already checked out the live he was on in the week, and always brings so much. So thanks again, Carl. And Annie Marshall, who I actually quite enjoy listening to. Yeah, it was rough conditions, but that's for both sides. Pompey always generate a decent atmosphere, over 20,000 there. But I think, to be honest, other than a 5-minute spell in each half, Portsmouth deserved to win, whether we had 10 men or not. They were so much better. The first 5 minutes, we just looked really nervy, no rhythm. They have a bit of an air shot on 14 minutes from a free kick. Murphy was just causing all sorts of problems. Max Crocombe makes a good but awkward save on 16 minutes. We're going to talk about Max Crocombe because I think we're starting to see his level. Doughty in times in the first half, I thought, showcased why he's probably one of the most frustrating players that we've ever had, because he clearly has a level above in terms of ability on the ball, but for various different reasons, very, very frustrating. 20 minutes, I noted down, we were under the cosh a bit. They were finding a lot of space, and then they get the goal. It's a fantastic goal. It's a great finish from I think it's Connor Swanson. But ultimately, we were pumping balls up to the top. We weren't making it stick. We weren't getting into their faces, and then we weren't closing down. And I think it's probably Del Boy in this occasion that doesn't do that enough. I've seen a few tweets saying there was a foul in the build-up. Don't recall seeing it. There might have been. But just really poor. And I think that, and then on 24, Caleb Taylor and Max got in each other's way. You just saw signs for me of there just being no rhythm, no structure, players not really knowing where each other's going to be, which you get from having a consistent 11. And we haven't had that all season. But we can't keep saying that. You can't keep saying, oh, it's bad luck with all these injuries and things. There is something quite right, just not right. I don't know what it is. Is it the intensity in training? Is it the training facilities? Is it like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Is it the way in which we play? But someone needs to take accountability, because we can't just blame Lady Luck. It doesn't work like that. Someone has to say, right, well, this is what's going on. We had a fantastic chat with Mark Fairbrother a week or so ago now. And he said that, we're in a similar position to other championship clubs in terms of injuries. I'll be honest, I don't buy that. I'm sorry. I'd love to see the data, because I just don't see it. I think we've had over 24 players injured throughout the course of the season for various periods. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, you see 32 kind of summed it up. We win the ball back, and then Ballow's ball in the final third was terrible. There were so many unforced errors today from us. It was laughable. It was one of my main points I wanted to talk about. It was just, we weren't doing the basics, so lackadaisical. And yes, the championship is up and down and up and down. And, Portsmouth notoriously, other than this season, are good at home, but I don't really care. It was terrible. Zach Sturge took a nasty one in the face on 35 minutes. Joe Bryan comes on for Zach Sturge. Obviously, we wish him well, but unfortunately, with the rules, whether he's fine now or not, we lose him for a week. Obviously, most important thing is that Zach's okay, but we now lose him for the next 2 games, which adds further woes. 39 minutes, probably our best chance of the game. A decent corner from Doughty straight to the edge of the box. Up to Delboy on the edge. Volley, fairly comfortable save, but that kind of happened. We then broke a minute later. This was where we kind of had a bit of a spell, but just no real movement and options when we break forward. We don't move the ball quick enough, and we don't move. On 41, again, Doughty does well down the left-hand side, but it comes to nothing. That was the kind of point where I felt that we had sort of our 5-minute spell, as I said, in each half, and that was our 5 minute then, and then we just sort of petered out with the 6 minutes that was added on in that first half. All you could hear was Alex Neil bellowing at the players. He ran off down at half time. He wasn't happy with what he saw. Did it change much in the second half? Not really, other than a 5, maybe if we're stretching it, 10-minute spell when we got our goal back. But it just wasn't good enough. Second half on 46, and again, we're just conceding at the wrong time. Decent move. Brian and Doughty do well down the left-hand side. It's cut back. No one's there. Langstaff pivots, shoots, and it's deflected just wide on 46. But then they break, and it's just so easy. We give away a free kick with Danny Mack. I don't know whether it was a free kick or not. I can't really remember. But then Segacic, he crosses it. It deflects off of Kramer. That's unlucky. I think Crocombe should probably do better. He probably can't from where he's positioning, but then that's positioning that's wrong. Again, this is very raw. I'm pissed off. I'm trying to do this quick because I'm going out. And quite frankly, I haven't seen anything back. So I'm just spitballing here. But for me personally, it did take a deflection, but Crocombe has to do better with Segatic's effort. And it goes down as a Crammer own goal. You're then looking for a little bit of character, right? At this point, obviously, Daniel Kelly comes on for Del Boy, who looks injured again. He looked like he was hobbling in the first half. You're looking for a bit of character. Can we actually show that we can come back and win these games or get something out of them, at least from 2-0 down? Which we haven't been very good at doing. I think we've only done it once under Alex Neil, which was that game away at Watford. Joe Bryan does well on 55 minutes to prevent a third. They broke really, really well there. We then make our subs. So Danny Mack goes off, Alfie Doughty, and Langstaff and Idemo Maku, Wes Harding, and Luke Cundle come on. I think it says a lot that those three players come on instead of Reece Bangura Williams and Cameron Negley. I think that says a lot in terms of where Alex Neil sees them. I'm not here to debate right or wrong. I'm just telling you, I think that says a lot where it says. I think then this kind of probably wasn't even 2 minutes, 90 seconds kind of summed it up. Daniel Kelly has an effort that goes wide on 64. Idemo Mako wins a free kick. He then puts in a good ball. No one attacks it. And then from that, they break. And then Joe Bryan. Do I think it's a red card? I'll be honest, I don't. And again, I've only seen it initially. But it's just a stupid tackle to make. Like, what are we doing? But again, it only happens because we don't attack the ball. It's just all these things that are just unforced errors, not attacking the ball. You know, we look really weak as well. Like, Caleb Taylor's meant to be a big, strong lad. He's not. Ballo looks really weak. Most of the time, Ivanovic, like, it's just, I can't. Normally, I'd go, you know what? Bad game, as Annie Marshall said on the commentary, put it to bed, get on the coach, and then just write off. I can't do that because how many times have we now conceded 3 goals? And how many times do we look vulnerable away from home? You know, our last away game, we got battered 4-0 and we've lost 3-1 against the Pompey side that I think will be in the bottom 6. So what does that say? It's not good enough. They should make it 3 on 70 from across. They don't. We then go down the other end. We get a set piece, good delivery from Amaku. And I'd be fuming if we conceded this. It's sort of just slow motion again. Ivanovic does well in the box from the corner, sort of half volleys it into the net. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, we got 10 men, but we can make a game of this. And for sort of 4 or 5 minutes, we did. Negley comes on for Ballo, but then it just sort of goes to pot, doesn't it? On 82, they break. Crammer completely air kicks it. He then does brilliantly to make up for the error, and then Max makes a good save. I think this was from Daniel Kelly giving the ball away. On 83, Crocombe started to flap a little bit. You know, he sort of was sort of safe for the cameras, but if you actually watch it, it didn't really seem that good, and he probably could have caught it. He then flaps from a second opportunity. They could have made it 3-1, and then eventually they do. Williams runs from inside his own half. Harding had given the ball away needlessly, and then I think Max has got to do better with that as well. Yes, it's a well-struck shot, but actually, if you watch it from the right angle, he gets a hand to it, I think, and he should save it. I then turned it off to come on and do this. So I don't know what happened after that. To be honest, I don't really care because we lost 3-1, and it's just not good enough. Now, this league is all over the place, right? Today, Charlton, who have been one of the best sides in the league at home, lose 5-1 at home. You've then seen, obviously, Middlesbrough, not win. Coventry only just scraped it. Stoke lost. Ipswich Wrexham, who would have had that down as a 0-0? Watford won 3-2 at Derby, to get their first away win of the season. The league is all over the place, right? So that's why I kind of get it. But what I'm trying to say is that we've had too many drop-ins. And you can go, oh, well, we haven't got these players, or we've had this man. You can't keep saying these things. The facts are we keep conceding too many goals. And that is how many times now, away from home in particular, have we come out in the first half and just not looked good enough. It's there's probably a stat on the first performance after the international break. We've now got 2 home games with a really small squad, even more so after today. It's just not looking good, is it? And it just keeps happening. Couple of little talking points before I finish off. Obviously, I've spoken about the injuries. I must have jinxed Tierno Ballo because I was saying I'd seen enough. I'd sign him now. Since then, since the Birmingham game, he's been awful. And today was no exception. I thought he was really poor. Anonymous. I thought Langstaff was really poor. Didn't take his chance whatsoever. I think we're weak. We just get knocked off the ball. Pompey aren't a big side, and they were sort of knocking us off the ball. Sorry about that. I was just speaking to the missus. We just get knocked off the ball too quickly, and then I'm not 100% on Caleb Taylor. He's very big in stature, but he doesn't look quick enough to me. He looks quite slow, and he doesn't look strong enough. If anyone thinks he's a ready-made replacement for Jake Cooper, you are living in cuckoo land. And that is why it is vital that Jake Cooper gets a new contract for the summer, because I think you see today just how much we missed him. And Jake Cooper is always going to be one of those people that you don't realise what you've got till it's gone. Believe you me, we are a better team with Jake Cooper in it. And I will argue with anyone on that. God, you could tell I'm annoyed. Right, I'm going to leave it there. And you know, for sort of loyal listeners, you're probably thinking this is a bit more emotional than normal. It is, but I'm just so pissed off, and I feel for all the 2,000 fans that have travelled up there in this weather that get served up that. I think Alex Neil needs to take some stick as well, because quite frankly, that's the second or third time away from home this season where we just look like we've been set up completely wrong. And yeah, okay, it could be the players aren't following his instructions, but again, someone has to take accountability for that. Yeah, there you go. Look, as always, thank you very much for listening. I do appreciate it. Please give us a like, share, subscribe. Who's to blame for all these injuries? Put your notes in the comments, and I will see you after the next one. As always, bye for now.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.